Hello everyone, it's Sheila from CompletelyFlawless.com, and this week we're going to be discussing airbrush machines, airbrush foundations, and foundations in general. I get a ton of questions on foundations for makeup kits. I've said this before, I'll say it again. If you're not going to do airbrush makeup, well, you should have foundation, regular foundation, even if you do airbrush foundation regardless. But I would recommend, if you're starting out, get yourself foundation palettes. There's lots of companies that make them. Everyone has their preference. I'm going to tell you mine in a moment. Palettes are amazing because you get all the colors that you could possibly need, and you'll be able to have enough colors to be able to mix and do everything that you need to do without spending a ton of money, and you'll have professional results because these products are actually made for professional makeup artists, so you won't have to worry about that. It's going to be a lot cheaper than trying to buy, you know, foundations $40 or $50 a bottle a piece when you're first starting out as a makeup artist. And these foundations are just amazing. Now, personally, I love RCMA. Some people feel like the RCMA palettes are not as soft as the Graftobian palettes. I may be able to agree with that in a sense. I like the RCMA palettes because, you know, that's kind of what I was brought up on. And I'm used to blending. I'm used to, you know, mix them. I like the fact that I can use them as the concealer or foundation, that I can make them a liquid, that I can do whatever I need to do with them. And you can do that with Graftobian palettes as well. But like I said, I started with RCMA palettes. I'm used to them. I like the way they work. They work for me. If it's not broken, don't fix it. As an artist, you'll kind of learn what things work for you. Now, I do have a video because I was like, I want to tell you guys where I buy my RCMA palettes from, because I bought them from a couple different places. But I bought them from FX Warehouse, and because Camera Ready Cosmetics was out of them at the time. So I'm Googling to see, like, okay, what was the name of the company that I bought these from, and I found a video that I did in 2009 in the Google search results. So I am going to link that video so you can see what the palettes look like. And actually, I'll show right now. You can see the palettes look, you have quite a few squares in the palettes. There's two different types of palettes, the KO, and is it Shinto or Shinito? I think it's Shinto. I'm not sure. But yes, you have those palettes that you'll have all the colors that you need for that. And but you know, Graftobian is good. I know artists that use Graftobian that are excellent artists, and right now I also want to show you some pictures that I did using the RCMA palettes, just using a brush and those palettes. Alright, so I'm definitely an airbrush lover. I love airbrush makeup. I like it. I like the finish. I like the quickness of it. I like the evenness of it. I just love the way that it looks. And so I do airbrush the majority of the time. Now, as far as foundations that I use for airbrushing, I use two different brands. I use Temp 2, and what I do is that when I first tried the Temp 2 foundations, I bought like a sample pack like this. Now what I do is I buy the bigger bottles and I put them into the small trial size bottles, and I just refill them as I need to. I do that because it takes up less space in my kit, and I am using my Zuka backpack right now, so it takes up less space, so I like that. These are silicone based foundations. I love the way they look. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some pictures that I've done using the Temp 2 silicone based foundations. There is some concern about using silicone foundations for the artists using them, but I like the way they look. Outside that, this is another brand. Really love them. Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics. I do the same thing with their airbrush foundations. Some of them are missing in here, but I do the same thing. I buy the bigger bottles and then I refill the smaller bottles like this. It just makes it easier to just kind of throw in my bag. OCC is nice. These are water-based foundations. They're water-based foundations. They have a much drier, matter look. So if I was working with someone who had really dry skin, I probably would not reach for these because they would need something a little bit more creamier to avoid, you know, emphasizing the dry skin issues that the person may have. And it just really depends on the finish that I want. This definitely is going to give you a more of a matte finish to them. So it all depends on what I want that day. I can't really tell you, you know, which one did I reach for more. If I had to be completely honest, I'd probably say the Temp 2s because I love these, but it just all depends. Now, machines. I have had a couple airbrush machines. I've had a Luminous Air, I had one other one, and then the one that I'm going to show you now. With the Luminous Airs, I don't really recommend those for the reason that you don't have much control over the PSI. You have basically like 2 or 3 settings on it, and it's not strong enough to push out silicone based foundation. So you have to use water based foundation, and so that kind of limits you in what you can do with the Luminous Air. The airbrush machine that I'm currently using, I got it from a company called Chicago Airbrush Supply. So this comes apart. This the holes, I take that apart from it. I'm going to tell you why in a second. And I also take my airbrush guns apart from the machine because you don't want to damage guns. Guns are expensive. Gun parts are expensive. Not expensive, but I mean, you know, why have to replace something if you don't want to or don't need to, you know? Here's the gun that I use. One of the guns that I use. This one is the Iwata Revolution BR, and so that's what it looks like, and that's what the machine looks like. I like it. I like that I have more control over over the PSI of the machine. It has worked really great. I did have an issue with the machine. I sent it off to Iwata. Iwata sent it back, free shipping, and they fixed it in about a week, or they actually replaced mine altogether. And I was really happy. I'm happy with the machine. I like it. So I would definitely recommend checking out Chicago Airbrush Supply. I'll put a link down below in the description box. Correcting and concealing later. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions for me, be sure to ask as well. Don't be shy. I do get back to all of my questions that I do get. If you enjoy it, please share this video with your friends on social media, and I'll see you guys next week for another Pro Series video. Bye.